Swimming like a shark in a shrimp tank. Big fish, small pond in the shrimp tank.
Hello, and welcome to the video wrap-up show for the Shrimp Tank podcast in Seattle. I'm Dan Whedon, and I'm joined today by my co-host, Phil Simchich. Phil and I had a fascinating and fun conversation today with our guest, Jeremy Baker. You're going to want to catch the entire podcast because we talked about marketing and your marketing of podcasts. So it's really an important one to listen to. Please do. You can do that by going wherever you get your podcasts. Listen, subscribe, rate, review, the whole 9 yards. Go catch them all. And you can find all of our episodes on our website at shrimptankpodcast.com/Seattle.
So Jeremy, we talked about lots of interesting digital marketing strategies and tactics for small and medium businesses. I've got a question. Where should companies start with digital marketing? And even if they're already doing some things in digital marketing, what should they really be doing first?
Yeah, okay, great question. What I would say is, most companies out there right now, they're going to have a website. They may have dabbled in, trying to get some traffic from Google Ads or from Facebook, organic sources, trying to do some SEO work, right? It's really important for them to know where their traffic is coming from, so they can use that data and they can kind of tweak their messaging. They can send them to different landing pages of a website with different messages. And so they can really get an idea on what type of audiences are out there resonating with their messages. And that's how you boost your conversion rates, because, even organic traffic, there's a cost to it. I mean, websites, they take money to keep updated, and, and especially if you're running ads, you don't want to waste advertising dollars by, not capitalizing on that very few seconds that you have to capture a visitor's attention. So I highly recommend using the Facebook ad platform and putting on a remarketing pixel on your website. It's pretty straightforward to do in the Facebook ad marketplace. And for as little as we talked about this in the podcast, for as little as $20 a day, you can get a lot of really good data from that. And then that your ads are showing. And then you want those ads to go to a particular offer or, one problem, one solution type recipe for that audience. And that comes down to basically consolidating your message.
One of the other things we spoke quite a bit about, Jeremy, on the podcast was that there's sometimes a lost opportunity when someone is a guest on a podcast and just kind of lets it go. I know that's not going to happen with you because you're an expert on this. You also spoke about a program that you have called the Podcast Maximizer that helps guests on podcasts maximize and leverage their appearance. Tell us a little bit more about that.
Sure. So that was as we talked about in the podcast episode, that was a product that I created out of this kind of my own marketing pivot, where I'm really more focused now as a marketer on creating assets and creating product, and kind of creating more of a real boundary around who I help and how I help them. So this product was born from just the realization that there's a lot of people that go on podcasts podcasts are big. They're a great way to get your message out. But they can be kind of long. A lot of people don't listen all the way through. There's a lot of information. So my idea is, hey, let's take this, let's get it transcribed, and then take that portion out of the podcast that really, really get your message across, and turn the questions into headlines, and then edit it and put it in a nice little ebook format. Get it up on your website as a lead magnet to help boost conversions, and then it's a win-win. So that's basically why I created the Podcast Maximizer program.
Jeremy, thanks so much for being a guest here on the Seattle Shrimp Tank. For our listeners that want to get in touch with you and learn more about you and your company and how your skills and expertise as a digital marketing strategist can help them grow their business, how can they get more information?
Yeah, I'd say the best way is just go to my website, jtbmarketingsolutions.com, and you can learn more there. There's also a section on my website where they can learn more about this podcast maximizer program. I've got a guide, a free guide also that they can download. So yeah, that's the best way, jtbmarketingsolutions.com.
Everyone, make sure you check out all the replays on shrimptankpodcast.com/Seattle. And wherever you get your podcasts, such as iHeart, Apple, Google, Spotify, or Stitcher, please follow us on our show's social media pages on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram.
Well, Jeremy, thank you very much for joining us today. We had a great show. And again, everybody go listen to the entire podcast. You will be glad you did. Phil, as always, thank you. Everyone, do exactly what Phil said. Go to Facebook, like us, because that's where we live stream every Wednesday at 12 p.m. Pacific time from that Facebook page. Our next show will be on June the 22nd. Please join us. Until we see you again, please be healthy, be prosperous, and have fun. Because for right now, the shrimp is back in the tank. So long.
I've been feeling like a shark in a shrimp tank. Big fish, small pond.